live.
Ons woord live te wees.
Are we live?
I don't know.
We're live. You're opening up the link to see if we're live.
Let's see if we're live.
All on our
Live it.
phones, we're just like sitting here going,
Is there going to be some feedback on this now if we open it on our phones?
Yeah, there's a chat there. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, I'm
boys.
still
We're
Hey,
live.
it works.
perfect.
I can't see it on my phone.
Hi, folks. All 2 of you. However many we have.
5 people logged into the live.
Let me
There we
just-
go.
Which is us. I
Let me
can-
just let me
Oh yeah, true.
let me just switch off the karaoke music for a second.
But I can't see it on mine.
No, it's
Okay.
live. Dude. Don't you worry. We're live.
Oh, there
We're
we go.
live.
Now I can see it.
We're live from Simola.
We are live from Simola.
Well, not Simola. It's Knysna, but I
Time
feel
to
like
focus.
Knysna for a car
Time to focus,
person.
folks.
Knysna for a car person is basically just Simola. It's the only thing that really matters in Knysna.
Anyone in Knysna this weekend is here for the Simola Hillclimb.
Is it
And,
Knysna or Knysna?
Knysna.
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 Whatever you want to call it, it is a jewel this weekend, and the vibe is good.
Yeah, and we've got wine.
Vibes getting better.
We've got cheese. Andre is our resident Italian.
I've got some
Lekker, give me
Dalewood cheese to go.
There you go.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah,
Grab
that's
some
nice, thank you.
some brie.
Have some cheese.
Have some cheese. Have some cheese. Cheese and wine.
Cool.
We've got some Welgesind Mechanic Shiraz 2016 Director's Reserve.
Spanatage.
It's a Spanatage. Go visit them. Go visit them at Stanford, where they make amazing wine, and there's a whole car story. The winemaker and the boss of Welgesind is actually a ex-mechanic for the Nissan racing team, for the rally team. Apparently, we need to go and visit them one day.
Good omen for Knysna GTR winning this weekend. So
There we go.
There we go.
Well, since there's about 50 of them on the hill, I think the odds are pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted to say it's not if a GTR is going to win, it's which
GTR is going to
You're
win?
lucky we passed this.
But I'm glad to see Zili, in the MR2.
Mr. 2.
Mr. 2, eh?
Fantastic, fantastic.
And
Auditing
he's-
up the hill.
Is that the biggest wing there? I mean, I guess it's.
It's
only-
between the plow of the Nissan of the Scribantes
Scribante,
and
yeah.
the rear wing of the Toyota. It's
so
very
it's
very
the,
big.
The end plates of it. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen in my life. But it
Yeah.
looks spectacular.
My end plates are bigger than yours.
Yeah.
So yes.
Hello.
Hi
Should we say
there.
hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
hello.
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome to the first ever live broadcast of Induction Noise, the official Carbs and Coffee podcast. We've clearly never done this before. This is very
Experimental.
experimental.
Bad video
from
quality.
Both from a content point of view and from a technical point of view. So if you can't hear us, or if you can't see us, or something is going funny at your end, just send us a message on the chat. I see there's a couple of things coming up on the chat there.
Lyle says he loves the slippers, Andre, and
Nice.
Nicole,
Thanks for watching, Lyle.
Mrs. Q,
This is cute.
Mrs.
Cole
Mr. Q.
food tackies and slippers, lekker boys.
If you walked as fast as we did today, you'd also be cold.
Yes,
How far did we walk?
we walked 10.2 kilometers.
Yeah.
So
And none of it on paved surfaces.
And
And-
all of it uphill.
Yeah, all of it uphill.
Yeah.
And what the hill climb is what 1.2 kilometers.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
Exactly.
So
we did more runs up the hill than the cars did today.
That's an achievement in and
No.
of itself.
But today was not the fast cars. It wasn't the Nissan GTRs. It wasn't all those things. It was Classic Friday.
Yeah, it's
And it's the first time that we've been to Classic Friday. We were here last year, but we were only at the Modern Saturday and like New Sunday or whatever they call it.
Bit of a different vibe. I like that.
It's a different vibe. It's very cool. I only got the memo later that it was last night that it was Classic Friday. So people would actually
Yeah.
dress up for Classic Friday. So
Hence your beard.
I
hence your
did
beard, yeah.
get a classic shave for Classic Friday, but I didn't have all the poor boy cap and all those
Stuff
kind
like
of
that.
things. So no cap.
Q Cornet is saying you must move out behind the mic. You can't see your face. So just sit like
You're
you
not
do.
missing anything.
Then an angle. Yeah, no, we can see it. It's fine. You don't need
Yeah.
to see it.
But anyways, more about Simola. So it was bloody hot. It's
Yeah,
the
I don't-
hottest I've gotten at Simola.
So when we
I can't remember ever being that hot in my life.
Yeah,
I was
so-
literally melting.
So being data driven, when we drove in the little karakara in the Volkswagen Combi thing,
The little shuttle.
the little shuttle, it was 37.5 degrees this afternoon, and it was already cooler then. This morning it was hotter than that. So yeah, and it's humid because it's like next to the. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was hot, and we looked for some shade, and we watched some racing. But to be
We
very
did watch
honest,
a little bit race.
to be very honest, not that much, right? We saw all the pretty cars in the pits.
We certainly heard them.
We heard all
Yes.
the cars.
Why is that, Mr. Q? That we only heard the cars and didn't see them?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Explain to the
So,
5 people listening.
5, there's 10 people online.
Hey,
right
there's
now.
10. There we
It's
go.
going viral, boys. It's going viral.
We've gone viral. There's 10
There'll
people.
be some bots on there that's gonna sell some, weird property or Bitcoin or something.
You can buy Herbalife in the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Follow us on OnlyFans for more.
We're not that type of podcast.
you can catch more.
We
of
can be.
Andre's-
We can be. Anyways, but just to explain why we heard some of the cars and didn't see them, we found a simulator next to the track in a tent.
Well, to be clear, it wasn't like some discarded simulator that was like somebody forgot next to the track.
No.
There was actually like a little setup.
And it's proper setups. It's Monza and Fantech setups.
Moza, Fanatec and
whatever,
whatnot.
Load cell pedals.
Yeah.
And
Far too much talk on the force feedback. I think there's more
Yeah.
talk on the force feedback than on your average
I
Honda
got a
Civic.
pump.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally got a pump, like a workout pump from it. It was crazy. I
Like,
was sweating my off.
Yeah, but
it was
I
fun.
mean, I think we all
So,
were.
so Nico had like sweat running from his forehead. He was like completely soaked.
but
I've got a salt stain in the back of my shirt because of sweating for the.
We all got our own sort of sim rigs at home, but we ended up spending money to race a sim rig
Yes.
next to a race track where there was actual cars
I
going up and
I
down.
paid 80 rand to spend 10 minutes on an inferior sim
Yeah.
to race.
but I think Terrence has a good point. Terrence says you've got nice driving shoes, Andre, but
Thanks,
what do
man.
you,
I try.
you should have had those on the sim rig. That should have been
I
okay.
actually, you laugh, but I actually
Yeah.
race with these on my own sim rig because it's got nice fuel. It's got a
think you-
nice.
You probably shouldn't because how did you do on the sim rig compared to the rest of us?
Look, guys, but you need to understand, right?
I mean, the
Oh, here come the excuses.
Like, you guys need to understand,
there's
you
an
know.
inferior equipment.
As a racing driver, things need to be just right when you race, right? So last night, I shaved my beard for Classic Friday, and like Simpson,
Yeah,
right?
Simpson.
So
You lost your sim powers.
I lost my sim speed.
You see.
So unfortunately, I shaved my beard, and now I'm slow. So I'll need to have it grow out again. So I was slower than Niku on the fast sim on the fast car,
Yeah.
and on the normal car, the A45 AMG, I was slower than everyone. So yeah, it's sorry guys, it's just a beard, but
So
we'll get back.
What you're saying is you're only used to driving fast car, not slow cars that understeer immensely.
Yeah, that thing had terrible grip.
Yeah, I surely hope that a normal Merc A45 handles better than that because that
I think
was
it needs more
horrible.
trail braking. More
It was-
Trail braking. Yes.
Yeah, as Quentin has been explaining to us all the way from Cape Town with these diesel Jag, is that all you need is trail braking to get around any corner,
Just a bit of trail braking to rotate it in.
to rotate the car.
But the trail braking also helps to stabilize it. And,
Yes.
and the trail braking also makes it fast.
But we actually got some crib notes from the guy that runs the Simrig thing there. So he told
so
me.
you were cheating and you were still slower than everyone.
No, but he was also cheating and he was faster than me. So he told us you put your left wheel on the grass just before you go up the S's, so it rotates the car more.
Yeah, but that's exceeding track limits. If you
This
did
is
that
not
on the
F1.
real hill,
This is
if
not
you did that
F1.
on
This
the-
is for real
if
men
you
and
did
real
that for
women.
real on the hill climb, they'd penalize you for that.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't my fastest lap that I did with doing the track limits thing. I actually did a faster one. But to just give some context to why we were driving a simulator while at Simola Hillclimb, you can actually win a drive. Well, you can drive with a racing car driver from the
passenger ride.
AMG team, the AMG Experience team. They've got the new C63.
Clint Weston behind the wheel.
Yeah,
so
Clint
he's a-
Weston
Yeah.
behind the wheel, etc. More than 1,000 Newton meters of torque or something crazy like that.
I don't like the car, but it should be. A
I don't
good
like the
experience.
car, but it should be a good experience. So you can actually, if you're the fastest on the sim up the hill, you can actually
Get a passenger.
get a
drive in
passenger
car.
Is
drive
it not
out
the
the car.
fastest 3?
It's
the fastest four.
3 or 4.
It's the fastest four. So
It's
the
the
guy
fastest
told us.
four. So the
the
guy-
guy told us we were in with a good chance, all 4 of us,
Yeah.
So-
because we weren't that slow. Even though I was slow, I wasn't slower than other people. Only slower than you guys. But what they said was that there's a good chance they're going to contact us.
Yeah, so I'm
I think the
actually
guy,
waiting for the WhatsApp.
I think
you
the
know?
guy was trying to make us feel better because nobody's contacted us.
yeah, that could have been. Eh?
At least we were like so
I
smart.
think they say that to everyone, right? So we'll come
I
back.
don't think I've got signal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in a bad part of Knysna,
Yeah.
you know.
No, but in no cap, Nico was very quick. He was really quick. It's his youthful reflexes that's very handy going up the hill. So,
But, I mean, Nico was super quick, right? But at the same time, except for your
I was slow.
interesting choice of performance there, Neil and myself were well within, I think, within half a second of your time.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were very
it
close.
Was,
No,
it,
we were
was, it
close.
was very close.
You guys were very close, except for me. But you guys were close.
Except for you. I mean, you were still sort of watching the start line, trying to find the rest of your beard.
It's fallen over in front of your
Andre,
wheels.
I'm surprised Andre hasn't brought up, because also on the way to Knysna, we had, of course, had a debate on which is best, Assetto Corsa or iRacing. So I'm surprised.
So
you
guys,
haven't brought up
that's
the fact
sim
that-
racing, right? So I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't dabble with Assetto Corsa, right? So I don't know
Sim
this
game.
sim.
So is that basically, you don't
I don't know this arcade games that we did on
Oh,
the simulator today. I'm not a real expert with it. So
Okay.
you know, if it was iRacing, you know, maybe I would, you know, the choice of real races, you know, maybe I would have. I would have been
Is it
better
because
at
someone telling you in your ear you're doing good in iRacing? Is that
Yeah,
why?
you've got the
Your crew chief and
I've got a crew
engineer.
chief, but a crew chief normally tells me.
No, I think it's basically because Andre has spent the GDP of a small African country on his iRacing profile to buy all the tracks and cars.
I do have all the cars, but you know,
Should we actually talk about the actual
What?
racing?
Yeah, but wait, what's your reference link? Don't you want to throw your you get most a reference link to?
yeah, I can put the iRacing. So if you choose this link to subscribe to iRacing, I can get some free content. But it doesn't
Free
help.
content. You already own everything.
Exactly, so it doesn't help me much. Yeah, I helped another guy with our previous podcast about sim racing. A guy from a supercar club that I know. He actually, you know, listened to it, and I gave the guy some pointers. Bought himself very close to your stuff. Bought himself some Moses stuff. He bought my. I convinced him I couldn't bamboozle you into buying my steering wheel, but I could convince him to buy it. And the guy was like, "Oh, thank you very much." And when he subscribed to, unlike you, he was very like appreciative that I helped him with his stuff. So when he subscribed to iRacing, I actually got like a $10 voucher
Hey,
that I
I
can't
didn't know about
that I can't do iffle with now because I've got all the content. But
hey,
If
but
I knew that, I would have actually followed.
But
followed
listen
your-
here.
yeah,
listen here, Andre. Lyle is telling you lied to him, man.
Why?
You said you told him you are an expert.
in what?
Well, I'm guessing in
iRacing.
iRacing.
I've got many talents, but but a set of
But
courses.
lying obviously is one.
Oh, Assetto Corsa, not sim racing.
A set of courses is not
Corsa
one
is
of them. You know, it's
Okay.
this.
So, Lyle, your information from Andre is safe. He's talking about iRacing, not the Assetto Corsa. If you want the Assetto Corsa advice, talk to Nico. Then. That's what you want to
But Nico
Nico-
was. I was really
Nico-
impressed by Nico's driving today. I
Nico
must
with the
say.
broken Logitech sim rig there.
But the funny thing is, like, you know, we've got these amazing cars going up the hill outside. Okay, look, it was extremely warm, so.
But it was
Yeah,
still
it
cool
was-
to actually hear these real engines
Yeah.
on the outside and you're driving.
and then we all like, you know, Quentin didn't want to go on in the first place, like, and then all of a sudden, it's like this thing just bites, and then it's not like we're gonna just do it once. We're gonna have to do it again. So I think we spent it up like an hour and a half. I think
Yeah.
that the full,
Well,
a
but
10-minute
but
exercise ended
it's
up like being
it's
an hour and a half.
completely like that because you guys were going on the sim and I'm like, you know, I've got a sim at home.
Yeah,
why
what
the
do you
hell would I
want
come
now?
and pay?
All of us do.
And then I thought, well, you know, my sim at home is really quite entry level and
Compared to what was there.
iffy compared to what's there, and compared to the stuff that you guys have got at home. And I thought to myself, well, let's see
Try it.
how I fare on a level playing
Yeah,
ground.
exactly.
And just from a sort of sim racing point of view, the thing that took me the most getting used to wasn't the force feedback. I mean, the force feedback on that R19 isn't R19,
R12.
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 Sorry. It's really strong.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
you no, but I mean,
It's fair.
you can really feel the force feedback through that thing, and it's a lot smoother being a direct drive compared to
very
my
smooth,
gear-driven Logitech piece of crap. But the thing that really made it challenging for me to start with, because I wasn't used to it, are the pedals. Which once you do get used to it and you understand how they work and how to get the best out of them, it obviously makes it a hell of a lot better. But you have to put so much more pressure on that brake pedal to get it to stop.
Yeah.
For the first couple of runs up the hill, I wasn't using the brakes at all because I thought I was on the brakes, but I was only touching the load cell.
But you're used to a switch at home where it's on
Yeah,
or off.
I'm used to a potentiometer that just flops
Just
to the
goes.
floor.
Full braking.
But when you actually have to push the brakes, you can actually, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with that pedal that you couldn't do on mine. Like I was explaining to Andre, when you go through the S's, that first right-hander, on my sim, I have to lift off, touch the brakes gently, turn in, and once I'm through the corner, I get hard on the brakes for the next turn. But on that setup, I keep my foot flat on the gas. I just stab the brake quickly to make it rotate.
You trail
A bit of
brake.
trail
You
brake.
trail brake,
You know,
yeah.
a bit of trail brake.
There we go.
Try braking can solve anything, bro.
And then
Oh, that's a
braking is all
burn.
the
Look at that chat there. Oh, that's a burn. Mrs. Q is giving you some grief.
Excuses, Captain Slow. Sure.
Sure, Captain Slow, eh?
wow.
No, but that was aimed at me. Your wife is
okay.
attacking
No,
me.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
that's
obviously.
that's aimed at Q because that's how Q was talking.
My
But he
wife
wasn't giving
knows that I'm
excuses.
big. And I'm not
Okay.
Captain Slow. I was way faster than you.
Okay, there we go. But I think we're
I'm never
losing.
going to live this down.
I think we're losing some viewers. Let's talk about the actual Simola because that was also awesome. There's some brilliant cars that was going up the hill.
So I must say, one of the coolest things about Classic Friday was the sound of the cars going
Yeah.
up. Because the vast majority of the cars on the hill today are naturally aspirated, big
Carbureted.
cams, high lift cams, carbureted cars, cars with individual throttle bodies or, individual carburetors that
20s cars with superchargers.
1920s
yeah.
cars
Now
with
that's crazy.
supercharged
No,
motors.
no seatbelt, nothing. The brakes
even-
is on the hand.
Yeah.
You're on
Your
the
head,
outside
your
of the
head is
car.
sticking out.
Even if you didn't see them going past, just hearing those things
Yeah.
screaming up the hill past you, it was fantastic. I loved the noises they made.
Yeah.
I honestly thought I was not going to like it that much, to be honest. But walking up and down the pits, the vibe, and the vibe of it, the way the people that were there, it's a completely different.
Even the
environment.
marshals,
Yeah,
even the
it's
marshals,
up in the
even the marshals had like kind of 50s, 60s white overalls
Yeah.
with things. It looks like the people at Goodwood in the UK. It was very cool.
Very similar vibe to that. I mean, what was the weirdest was what was the next to the old MGs where the gear stick was in the middle between.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the
That's the-
1920s
The
Austin 7.
Austin 7.
Yeah, so that's the gearbox.
Gear
That's
lever
the
is
gear
literally
lever.
between your legs.
And the rear brake works with the hand, and the front brake works with your feet.
Yeah.
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 It's actually like
It's like a bicycle.
It's a hand brake, not a hand brake like we
It's
think.
Yeah.
yeah. When that guy was speaking, I was like, handbrake, like
Yeah.
handbrake, like what are you going on about? I was like,
It's not a parking brake. It's
Yeah,
an actual
it's
brake
a
that
actual
operates
brake,
the back
yeah.
wheels,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your foot operates the front
And
wheels.
they're tiny little things.
They put two of them on a car trailer.
Yeah, a normal
They put
car
two of
trailer.
those
they put
race
two of
cars
those Austin 7s on.
on a normal car trailer.
And it's very cool to see how different the layouts of the cockpits are on the older cars. Because, I mean, to have the gear lever right in the middle between your legs, or to have the engine
Can be
on-
particularly
on that-
uncomfortable when you crash.
yeah. That later Austin 7 that was there, I think it's a 1930s model, the engine is at an angle at the front, and then the prop shaft runs down the side of the car. The differential sits next to you, and the gear lever is sort of somewhere in the middle. It's the most bizarre layouts to get these things.
Yeah, but
compact and-
ergonomics was not the main
Oh no,
focus.
ergonomics didn't exist yet. I mean, it was just like
As long as a person can fit in there and turn the wheel, then you're good.
Well, fit is a good line.
But Neil's not
That's
gonna
like
fit
a
in
touchy
there.
subject. Because did you
Neil's
see
not gonna-
where the seat is? It looks like they just hammered something out. Like there was dents there to say
yeah,
like
but to be
make
fair,
space.
the seat wasn't actually in the car when.
No, I know, but they had
Yeah, they
to
took the
make
seat
a dent to make some space for
Yeah,
the
I
seat
mean,
or
it-
something.
it-
You know, it's crazy.
But what was cool to me is that such a spread of cars on Classic Friday. So we had starting at a 1920s little Austin 7 race car, and there was a old Ford. I'm not sure how old that is. That was probably 1920s or 30s.
Yeah, it's probably.
It's just after the Model T, like not more than 15 years after the Model T. It's super old. But these old cars are open. So your neck sticks out. If you lose that car,
Never mind your neck. You're sticking out from like
yeah,
your
yeah.
chest.
If you roll, your upper body is kind
The
of
guys
gone.
were sending it, eh? That
Yeah.
Ford, the guy literally drops the clutch, spins the wheels off.
Yeah.
Off the
And
car.
it was older folk driving
and,
those.
and those old cars don't have belts. They don't have belts or harnesses or nothing.
But you don't want to be stuck in that thing. You probably want to fall out.
no,
if
I
it
mean you
rolls.
get flung out like
Yeah.
like a wet pair of pants.
But you probably would want to be flung out of that because otherwise you're gonna land. on
like
it.
the Ferrari movie we watched last night, where
Yeah,
the
that
guy
was
just
hilarious. The
ragdolled
CGI
out of
was
the.
just
Guys,
The
you
CGI
know,
was terrible. It was
I-
so bad.
I,
The movie was okay. You
I
guys
must-
said it was boring, but
I must confess that Quentin and I may have caught up on a bit of sleep on the couch during the movie.
This can neither be denied nor confirmed.
Yes, but there's rumors
after
that
some tequila.
there's rumors that after some tequila we fell asleep. But it was the movie was kind of boring, and it was the special effects were kind of like questionable. Yeah,
bad.
it's a bit amateurish at times, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So I mean, we watched the movie to kind of like get in the mood of classic car Friday.
Yeah.
I think we had to watch Ford versus Ferrari rather, or the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini movie is
Tonight
very
we're watching Days of Thunder after
Yeah.
this.
Oh hell yeah!
For sure.
And then
Tequila
tomorrow
Days of
night,
Thunder.
tomorrow night it's Lamborghini, probably.
Yeah, but it's also going to be boring. But yeah.
Have you watched Lamborghini?
No, it's like Ferrari with tractors.
No. Lamborghini is actually a good movie. I've watched it before. It's actually a very good movie.
Okay, cool.
Before we get sidebarred again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we
Let's talk about the
are,
let's
Yeah,
talk about
we
the
are.
cars.
should we talk about because we posted a nice question to each other, right?
Yeah.
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 So we start with that maybe.
Yes.
Okay, so the
We don't
question,
know. The question, yeah. kick
the
off.
question that we have asked ourselves that
It's
we
not
don't
an
know-
email. It's
we
not an
do not
email.
know-
We agreed not to share our views or
Yeah,
anything.
we haven't actually discussed this with each other, so it's going to be live. Why?
By design.
So we genuinely don't know what each other's answers are, but the question is,
You know it,
from the cars that were in the classic car paddock today, if you had to choose one to drive up the hill
focus up.
yourself, which one would you take?
Oh, that's so.
Sorry, we're gonna have to pause the live here. We just ran
Yeah.
out of
No.
red wine.
Yeah, it's quite
sorry,
bad.
folks.
I tried to get a glass, but it's gone.
So,
Sorry, boys.
okay,
There was
Niku,
nothing left.
Okay.
Niku,
So-
what would you choose out of the cars we saw today?
Initially, I was going to say before I get to that, Cornet is giving us some suggestions here of movies to watch, eh? And our internet's not too bad, so you can maybe check. He says Le Mans, Steve
Yeah, but Le
McQueen,
Mans like-
proper movie.
Le Mans like 6 hours long and they start talking in hour number 5.
I
I
mean,
thought Le Mans was like 24 hours long.
But the movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
They,
Well,
talk,
we hear-
they talk more during Le Mans than during the movie.
Thanks for now for the suggestions, but you can hear from Andre's response. This is the Andre we've been dealing with this
Yeah.
past today.
Yeah,
Everything
Andre
we
and
put on the
Quentin,
table,
they-
it's like Andre's got a better suggestion. So he got humbled on the sim. We
Yeah.
tried-
Okay.
we tried to put
Sorry,
it
boys. I was taken down a peg.
but back to the car.
I can't take you seriously with that beard.
What
So
beard?
my initial thought is, and I'm not going to choose it because I've decided I'm not going to choose it just because it didn't actually drive up the hill.
What alpha?
But a Jordan F1 car.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but that's for tomorrow.
No,
That's
I
for
know,
tomorrow.
I know,
It's
but it
gonna
was standing in the paddock, and I feel
it's
like it's a
beautiful.
worthy mention.
Sure, it's beautiful.
It's a
It's
worthy
worth a
mention.
mention, but you can't choose that because
I won't choose that, and I want to choose the Alpha, etc. But I think Trevor Tuck will humiliate me and make me look like a little ant going up that hill if I choose his Giulietta. But it was beautiful, and I would love to take that thing uphill. But I would really like to have a go in the Porsche 930, that one that was wrapped in the Martini
Rui
livery.
Campos car.
Yeah,
It's an interesting
Okay.
choice.
it's I don't know. It's just
It's a
something.
capable car up the hill.
Something about hearing that car going up the hill. It was quite,
It's got quite a throaty sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
it sounds proper.
and it looks.
Looks amazing.
It does look
It's
amazing.
such a wide,
It's got wheels.
bombastic.
The rear wheels are proper
meat
wide.
on
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah.
Big meat on the back.
But you need
Because
that
it-
traction
because
out of the
it's-
corners.
Not just that, but the way that the power delivery comes out of that car, it's like
The turbo
nothing,
boost
nothing,
is
nothing, nothing,
And then-
everything.
boost, and then it just all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With a car that is rear heavy.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, why that car has so much traction and so wide is, if you lose it, it is impossible to catch again.
yeah. You're not just going to catch that.
If
thing,
you
because
lose if you lose an old 901
Yeah.
like that, you will never catch it again.
Yeah, there was a lot
So-
of people who lost it. I mean, I think there were a total of 5 cars today.
Yeah.
You guys that spun out. and-
Funny enough, a Mini, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know where the
Everyone was
Mini
fine, I
lost it.
think.
No, you really need to send a mini to lose it, right?
Yeah.
So we talked to Devon Lusmore, and he said that he ran the 944 Turbo Porsche. They won their class. Who did he say that was that he ran it for?
I can't remember.
Anyway.
It's a 944 Turbo, eh? that red.
It's a very nicely turned out car.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
Looks really-
quiet. It's
But
very
it was
quiet,
very
right? It
quiet,
sounds
but-
very modern.
Well, I mean, it has a natural muffler, aka the turbo.
Yeah, but I think
No, that had a
muffler
big,
in there.
proper muffler as well. It was quiet.
For reference for everyone, like it was on road tires and it ran at 52 seconds.
Which is shifting
That's
for
quick
old car.
on road tires,
I
yeah.
mean, that's quick.
It was a well-prepared car, and then we asked Devon for tomorrow for the big race, whether he's going to run Andre Besaidenout again, holds the.
The Saturn Sun ran the
I think so, yeah. So Andre Besaidenout holds the lap record for Simola in the Gould purpose-built, which is basically a F1 car that is modified to be better at hill climb than F1 cars, right? The Gould. One of the funny things about that Gould is that the tires, they've got specially designed hill climb tires. Instead of putting blankets over tires like Formula 1 cars to make the tires hot to go, these tires heat up so quickly, they put them in cling wrap and
Yeah.
stuff to cool them down because they heat up too quickly. So before the tires would, if they just left them open, the tires would overheat before they reach the top of the
Okay.
hill.
Interesting.
So it's a very much purpose-built thing. Unfortunately, they had some mechanical issue. They were still testing the Gould, and it broke. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing Andre. I think the camshaft. That's what I heard, Joe. So that should be an expensive exercise. We're not going to see him tomorrow.
But you still haven't answered the question. Which car would you want to
Oh.
take up
I'm
there?
like,
Oh.
It's like,
So
Andre's just like,
can
we're all down here. And
Andre's-
Andre just goes, I don't have a beard.
He's
Can you
just,
guys
he's just
guess?
name dropping.
Can
he's
you
just
guess?
name
It's
dropping.
got to be the Alpha.
It's got to be the
And how-
Giulietta.
it's got to be May.
I'm gonna say,
It's got to be the Alpha.
I'm gonna say he's gonna choose that Uno.
No, it's got to be the Giulietta.
The
It's gonna
Uno
be-
is lacquer. The Uno is a lacquer car. It was the Uno Turbo with Castrol colors, like the Nissan dealer team.
Yeah.
Very cool little car. It didn't go up the hill. I think it broke down. When we got there, it didn't go up. So anyway,
Far for the cars, I suppose.
but it's a beautiful little car. But and I must say, I'm an Italian car guy. That M3, that speedy car stuff.
What?
I'm bugger. Why?
What?
No.
The
Whoa. So the Farouk Dangor has the M3 real touring car that he used to drive in touring cars in South Africa. That's a beautiful car. That would be a top contender for me.
Why do you
A
like to
top
leave it up to
contender.
That would be a top contender for me.
Just like,
Okay.
what's the question, Andre?
But It's going to be the Alpha. It's going to
Well,
be mate.
your brother knows you very good. You said the Alpha.
Yeah,
Giulietta.
yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
which
I
is
mean,
fine.
we all knew it.
Yeah, we all.
So
know
Trevor
it.
Tuck went up the hill with a blue. It's for the 70th birthday of the Alpha Giulietta. And it's quite a cool segue. Last week we were at Killarney, and Andre Ellis, my dad's best mate, a stalwart of the Cape Alpha Club, the last time he raced his Alpha at Killarney was in 1990, and last weekend was the first time that he raced again in 34 years. And he built, over the last 25 years, he built an Alpha Giulietta, a red one, and he raced it in fine cars. So it was awesome to see that. And just a week later, seeing Trevor Tucker up that hill in a 1300 Alpha Giulietta. That
And it
must
was
be-
almost top of most of the cars.
that
eh?
must be about a 1960, roughly.
Yeah.
Like it could even be late 50s, early 60s. It's a roughly a 1960 model Alpha Giulietta. It's a nicely, that engine's not stock. It's a nicely tuned 1300, but it was at some point today, about halfway through the day, it was 5th on the list
Yeah.
of cars going up there.
Yeah.
It's a good effort.
And this is a car that you can actually visit at the.
The
at
car should be
Lincoln
at the
Museum.
Museo Passione
At Lawrence.
at Lawrenceford.
Real Alf.
If you are if you are a car fan, then it's actually well worth visiting. It's one of
Visiting.
the
We're
visiting.
going to visit.
Visit
How much is that red one? you
Wishes
had?
at Lawrenceford.
at Lawrenceford, yeah.
Yes,
I
because
must say-
Are we getting sponsored by them? Because, geez, you guys are selling this.
Listen,
this one,
listen,
really
listen.
looking forward to,
Linton, have you met
No, no,
Linton?
no. So I
Linton's
saw
such
Linton.
awesome
I
man.
saw Linton today. The guy is quite. He does so much for alphas, for
Yeah.
classic cars.
Yeah.
He always brings something special to
Is
Simola.
Is this why they appointed an ex-Nissan head of marketing for Alpha now, basically? Is that like...
That's just to sell the hybrid models. We
Alpha
don't
ne-
need to.
Alpha
We don't
needs
need
all
to
the
sell
help they
the
can
old.
get.
We don't need to.
The
sell
old
the
cars sell themselves.
They sell themselves.
No.
Even Cornet is saying that Trev's Alpha looked amazing.
It
you
does
know?
look
It looked fantastic.
It looked fantastic.
And look, I mean, Trevor can drive. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got.
You can pedal.
Yeah, he's
He
got
can
some
pedal.
brass ones. He goes up there flat out through those corners. He's won his class like every year for the past, however, since the Hillclimb's been running. I spoke to him just after the runs. He missed the podium with a 1300. They didn't really expect the car to be competitive at all because it's really up against it.
It was more for the Giulietta's birthday.
And
It's
the
they,
same.
they brought it to run
as well.
as a showpiece.
From video, from the simulators that you can race, you don't realize how steep that hill is
Yeah.
It's
until you're actually
very
sitting there
steep.
looking at it or barreling up it.
We walked halfway
up
up
that
the
hill,
hill to the
it's-
parking lot, and I was dead.
And it's very much a horsepower kind of
It's
event.
very power heavy.
So for a 1300 to do as well as it did, I mean that's
The
that's
cornering
impressive.
speed must have been up there with the fastest classic cars
Yeah.
in that old Alpha. And he missed the podium by 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's in fast.
It was that close.
was a Datsun Faster.
really
Jeez,
fast
dude.
Datsun.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah,
that doesn't
listen here,
sound
Mr.
nice.
Nissan.
So
Come here with your 200 horsepower.
Speaking
Nissan.
of Mr. Nissan,
Just before we get to your Nissan, just Mr. Car Enthusiast ZA,
We're gonna
Yeah.
go
that
over
said,
Alphas again.
well, he thought Andre would choose the Giulia QV, but Mr. Car
No. This is
Enthusiast
for
ZA,
today's
yeah,
cars.
this is just for today's cars,
Yeah.
for the classic cars. Wimpit, our dearest Wimpy that we have kind of like adopted. He doesn't know, but
We've
we've
adopted
kind of adopted
Wimpit.
Wimpit.
Wimpit is our favorite racer at Simola.
That's about
I must admit, when Pete looked like a little bit of a deer in a headlight last night when we ambushed him at a
We
restaurant.
ambushed him. We went to
Treated us.
we went to the Portuguese restaurant we always go, and these two Muppets go eat like liver and
Yeah, I don't know. They're not really
Like,
cultured.
these guys
eh?
eat offal.
They eat in liver,
Liver's awesome.
dude.
Again,
No, no.
tangents here.
But
Anyway.
yeah, but
We
the
still in
Giulia,
there?
the Giulia is only for tomorrow. We're just talking about classic car Friday cars at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah,
Stuff that.
Ask me again tomorrow.
yeah. I'll ask them tomorrow. But Neil, what
Neil.
Datsun are you picking?
Which Datsun are you going with?
Which Datsun am I going?
That
I
door.
I actually have a
I
theory
really
that.
like. I like.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
You're not going with the Datsun.
No, I'm not gonna.
You
go for
you're
Datsun.
you're gonna
Keep us
come across.
guessing.
You're gonna come across a little bit British, and very old school.
Oh,
Nah.
man, like, I don't know.
You're going to go with a supercharged Austin 7.
I think he's
Much
going.
of a giveaway.
No, it's just that when we were standing around those Austin 7...
You were
racing
literally
cars,
drooling.
The look on his face is exactly why I love classic cars. Because a modern car will never give him that look.
I did like that a lot.
Yeah.
I really like, and I didn't think I was gonna like it a lot.
Just sit a bit
But
closer
I mean,
so the. Yeah.
like the sort of car brands, I like to give a quick response, unlike the guys that own Alphas. I really liked the Speedy M3. I think I'm such a sucker for touring cars and tin top racing of days gone by. I actually really like the Datsun as well. That little Datsun.
It is
was
very
really
cool.
quick, and it was quick as well. I didn't
Yeah, it's a
think
little
that-
two-door Datsun coupe.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And it
You know
sounded
what?
good too.
Probably got like an
Had a
A15
really
in
nice
there or
little-
something.
little
What engine does it have in?
I don't know.
Like an
I-
A15 or something?
I don't know what it was.
It's probably a Datsun motor.
You see, that's the difference between Alpha fans and Datsun
from the
fans.
Nissan,
Yeah,
I
that's
know-
because the Datsun fans don't have to open the bonnet every 15 minutes.
I only know it's got like it has got riveted on, flares on the side.
Okay.
That's what matters
Okay.
for the JDM vibe. I really like the old single seaters. I didn't think I was going to like that much, but if I think to myself, I really would want to go in that. But you know what car I liked? It would be very difficult between the M3 and this car. Was the Mark II Jag.
Oh,
Ooh, that was beautiful.
That's a very
It was a Jag 380.
A very sinister
It
gangster
looked
kind
like
of
the
car.
guy was on his way to rob a bank, but he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
going up the hill.
It's such a cool looking car. I think it got wire. Did it have the wire wheels on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
Yes.
wheels on it.
And the wooden dashboard and everything,
Yeah.
just like our modern Jagan that we drove here with,
Yeah.
like the wood on the dashboard.
I'm telling you, the Jagan's converting him. He's going to sell the 370Z
Yeah.
and he's going to buy himself a
He's
Jag.
like one
with
trip in a
big
Jag, and now he wants a Jag.
It's that turbo blow off that does it.
There was also a D-type Jag.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's probably a replica.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if it's a rep or a. Or
Either
a
way,
original car,
even
but
if it's
stunning.
I think there's only one real one, and that's in the Franschhoek Museum in South Africa. That is like, it's insane. It's like McLaren money.
Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
But it was nice
It's
though.
a
It was
stunning
very nice
car.
to look at.
It's a stunning car, and that's also a beautiful car. The D-type
also makes a
is-
really nice noise.
It
Yeah.
does.
One of those straight sixes with 3 2-barrel carbs on them. They
Yeah.
just sound
Makes a brilliant noise.
spectacular.
Do you know what also looked quite cool? I wouldn't choose it because I mean we chatted about it there. There was a little Golf from what was that, the Westbank Modified?
Yes, so that was from
Yeah.
Westbank Modifieds. It was what was it sponsored by? It was like a white and blue Golf, but it had a
Sunlam,
front
yeah.
it had a front spoiler. It looked like Sunlam sponsorship.
Sunlam
It
sponsor.
had like a huge front, like a air dam at the
Yeah.
bottom, and it had wing on it, and it was hugely flared. It was probably
Oh, that big wide body.
twice as
Yeah.
wide as a normal city
It
Golf.
looked like a 1980s Liberty Walk kit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But they used to race them in I think in modifieds and
Yeah,
in
Westbank
Westbanks, yeah.
But you know what like the one, I think that was the one irk, and we said it. They put modern velocity
Yes.
rear lights.
They
on
put
it.
2000s
Lights
rear
on
lights in that car. Now we sound like proper, anoraks
Anorak.
and
Oh,
like
but you know those lights are not the right ones for that.
but really, I mean, just put 1980s Golf lights in the back, so it like looks the part. But
Kind
the
of-
whole thing's perfect except for the lights.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like putting LED lights in the Jag,
Yeah.
in the Jag Mark
yeah.
II.
It
Like
reminded me a lot about the Group 5 Capris actually. Very similar
Yes.
sort of style body.
there were some
There
Capris
was
with
some
V8.
Capri
yeah.
Piranhas,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
V6s. Most of them were V6s.
There was a V8 as well.
There was one V8.
There was a Corvette Stingray
Yeah.
with a
The five.
454,
Yeah.
which is like a 7 whatever liter engine. The engine's bigger than anything you've got in your car. I can guarantee you that.
But it broke its clutch as quick as your 4C
It
breaks
was
the clutch in
It was
fifth,
just the clutch was slipping all the way up.
But
which
you know
is probably a good reason why Andre is not going to choose his Alpha for tomorrow, Mr. Car Enthusiast said. He's scared he is tuned for C, which is brilliant in every single way, but there's a slight issue with the torque and the clutch, which will be fixed.
We're trying to convince
bit
Andre
spiky.
to enter for the last year, basically. We'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
Although after his performance on the simulator this afternoon, I don't think it's wise.
Oh, this is never going to leave me, this one.
Ooh,
What car would you
he.
choose?
I don't know if you might choose this car, but car enthusiast ZA said the Lola T70.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny
wow.
that you should
That's
say
actually-
that.
That was a
So-
beautiful car.
Ooh.
That's the roadworthy one, right?
Yeah, it's
You see that
roadworthy.
car?
I see that
I've seen
car
that car
quite a
driving
lot.
on an M3 the other day.
I've been on runs with that car with
Yeah.
the Lotus 7 group.
Stunning car.
It's a gorgeous car, and I'm torn because for me the one I would choose is either that T70 because it just, I mean that thing is an absolute monster, and to wrestle that beast up the hill is going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually think the one I would choose in the death, I'd be very tempted by the T70 because I love that car, and I think it's a beautiful design as well. It's a really good-looking car. But in the death, the one I would choose is the black Mark 1 Escort that was sponsored by SES.
SCS, yeah.
That car was beautifully turned out. It's running a Pinto motor that it's just been tuned to perfection. It's running so sweet. It
Yes, it was
makes
quick, eh?
such
was
a
quick.
good noise.
It was super quick.
quick up the hill. I just love that car. I
Yeah.
think it's such a good looking car. I think it's it's a fun car to drive. It makes all the right noises, and it's a Ford. I'm kind of a Ford guy, so if I had to choose one, that would be the one I pick.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. You know what? Which one surprised me? And I don't know why any of us didn't mention it. Was the Daytona Coupe?
Yeah.
That thing was
That thing shifted as well.
That thing is awesome.
Shifted off it was so quick off the line. I was so surprised by.
Don't
I mean, I liked it. How many? And no one was holding back, eh?
No,
one was holding back.
these guys
I
were
think Classic Car Friday. You know, the guys are taking like
No.
none of them were holding back.
those cars were hoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
They
were
were really
hoying
We were,
proper
sitting, we were
millies.
sitting on the top of turn 2 and we saw that Daytona. It was just snaking up the hill, basically.
There was also a Escort Mexico,
Yeah, I saw
like a
that.
Mark II.
We were
A Mark II
wondering
Mexico.
If that's a legit Mexico though, if it's an actual
I
original.
don't
Mexico.
know.
It's
I
probably
don't
like
know.
it's probably Mexico in the way that we use Mexico for going on breakfast runs, but
It's been
Probably.
driven in Mexico, that's true.
Hey, Cornet is happy we mentioned a Ford. Cornet, which Ford would you take up the hill?
I think Cornet would take all the Fords up the hill because
There
he's
were some
also a
really
big
nice
Ford
Fords,
guy.
though. I must say, like the Escorts were.
there was a Taunus. There was a Taunus with a, I think it was a VC. Odd
Can
V6.
I just say as well, the other thing I absolutely loved about Classic Friday, I mean, I love coming to the hill climb, and I'll come to the hill climb even if it becomes a single make series.
Yeah.
But the King of the Hill race has become a little bit dominated by Mustangs and GTRs.
Well, Mustangs are there.
They're not dominated.
They're not competitive, but there's a lot of
There's
them.
there's like 15 of the damn thing.
It has been dominated by Nissans, by
and
GTR
there's
Skyline.
loads of GTRs.
Which I have no problem with.
Yeah, obviously, Mila has no problem. And all the
Wish
weight,
there was more.
all the weight has been taken out, so you really have no problem.
Best of both worlds.
Unlike the Ford Fairlane, Mr. Car Enthusiast ZA has.
Oh yeah, that's a big shit.
And then
of it.
Cornet
big
is
boy.
with you on the Escort, eh?
Yeah, no, that Escort was beautiful.
Yeah.
Was,
It's
eh?
And
genuinely
it's,
a really
it's quite a talented driver. It's quite a youngish oak. He's driving a Porsche Turbo S tomorrow, I believe. He's always driven the Porsche Turbo
yeah,
S up
he is.
there.
Oh, it's JP
Yes,
JP
yes.
van der Walt, yeah. Not the one that takes on that finds you because of the number plates. The other
No,
JP.
the other JP.
Okay.
Good job. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much a wrap up. We've got
But-
to go and buy some steak.
What? We just got going, bro.
Ben Yuri is asking, is there any nice Jags there?
There were a couple of nice
Apart
Jags.
from your Jag.
So there were two.
Apart from my Jag, obviously.
So there's
Yeah.
two Jags that we discussed earlier. The one was the Mark II, the 3. It's the 380, eh? It's the 3.8.
yeah, it's a
Mark
3.8.
II?
Mark II.
Beautiful bank robber spec car,
Yeah.
perfectly turned out. And there was a D-type.
Yeah.
There was a D-type, like a green.
Yeah, it's like a bluish,
Yeah, turquoise
aquamarine
kind of
blue
color.
Is that
Oh, hey, this is Rich. It's not Ben Yuri. For some reason, it's saying Ben Yuri, but it's Rich on here.
Oh, is it
Lekker, Rich.
Hey,
Okay.
Rich.
Hey, how's it, Rich?
Rich, we keeping on the Jags real. We even had Neil choose the Jag as the car that he would
Yeah,
take up the hill.
Neil actually chose a Jag, which was quite interesting, eh?
So yeah, guys, I think we probably would need to discuss whether we do it, but I think we may need to do another update tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I'm happy.
Oh, maybe.
Why not?
Why not?
We'll
yeah.
see. We'll
Yeah.
let you know.
We'll let you know. Check out our socials. We'll let you know, and feel free to drop into the comments and tell us whether you want us to come back tomorrow night, and
Yeah.
and we'll do
Yeah.
this again.
If
Have a
this
little chat.
if this sucked, then tell us. It's fun. It's fun.
Well,
If
yeah.
you want us all to wear shoes tomorrow,
Now
Well, if you want us all to wear shoes as exquisite as these, then you know.
I've only got good socks.
I got
It's
compliments
game
on
over.
my socks today. I wear the Italian socks to support the 70 years of Giulietta.
I mean, that was obvious, you know.
No, I had to
Just
one
looking
of
at
the.
you, I could say, oh, 70 years of Juliet.
yeah, exactly.
that's-
So I
Because
had
you
a,
look like you're 70
I
years
had a
old,
lady
and
today
that's
tell me
obviously
that
Italian.
this is fantastic. This is the best socks she's ever
but the
seen.
people where you bought your sandwich from was a bit of, they didn't ask, you just told them. Like, they didn't really like that.
I mean, that's how do you know somebody's from like from Grey or whatever? You know, they tell you.
Well, how do you know someone's not from gay? They tell you that shit joke.
Anyway, guys, we hope to maybe possibly see you again live tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
If you're not in Knysna, please check out the live stream because it is an incredibly awesome event.
Yeah.
And if you are in Knysna, see if you can catch us on the hill. Come and chat to us. We are going to be taking some recording equipment to the hill tomorrow to talk to some people.
And we
Maybe
might be
playing
playing
some
top trumps.
Top
we
trumps.
might be throwing some top trump cards out there. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe, but most probably.
Keep
Um,
guessing.
And yeah, we'll check in again with you guys. What, tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we all have to stay classy as this wine.
Stay classy, San
Stay
Diego.
classy.
Classy San Diego. And yes, the 355 sound very nice.
It
Oh,
does-
there-
yeah,
There was a 355
355
driven by Enzo Keen, which was very
Yeah.
good sounding and it was quick.
I only went up the hill once.